Hey, what's up, everybody? Brandon with DIY Pools. I want to talk to you today about what it takes to DIY your pool. Let's start with what most people think that pool companies actually do, right? Most people think that pool companies are responsible for the design and the plan. This might be true. However, a lot of pool companies outsource the designing and the planning of all the projects. That means when you're communicating your idea to that pool builder, they are then playing the telephone game and communicating that idea to a designer, right? Or to an architect, who are then putting together the plans and the designs. So if you're wondering why it takes so long to get your design back, or why things aren't being nailed down with that design the way that they should be, or the way that you've communicated to that company, this is the reason. They are outsourcing their designing and their planning. The other thing that they outsource is the engineering. Now, this is typical because all engineering has to be outsourced to a locally licensed entity, but it is one of the things that pool companies take care of for you, is connecting you with a locally licensed engineer and making sure you have the right plans to build the foundation of your pool. Now, the other thing the pool companies do is pull the permits, right? Well, yeah, some pool companies go in and actually pull the permits for your project, but most busy A-player pool companies, they outsource this as well. They actually use a permit running company to run the permit through the building department. This is the easiest way to get permits because it allows them to kind of sit back as a pool company, let somebody who knows the building department, knows the people on a first name basis there, actually bring the plans through permits and get them approved. If there's any corrections needed, of course, that pool company then has to take the plans, go back to the architect or the designer that drew up the plans, and then have them fixed and resubmit. And that is why getting started on a pool takes so long when working with a pool company. The other thing that pool companies do is they do the construction, right? No, pool companies don't build swimming pools. Pool companies are project managers. So even with the construction, they're outsourcing to subcontractors. Subcontractors build swimming pools, not pool companies. Pool companies manage subcontractors. So there's a little bit of a difference there because pool companies don't do work in-house. Pool companies are outsourcing to the people who do each phase of the project. For example, if you are having your pool dug, that is an excavation company that the pool company is hiring to come and do the dig. Next after dig is steel. So they're gonna hire someone who specializes in steel rebar to come and tie that steel. Then they're gonna put in the plumbing, and guess who does the plumbing? You guessed it, a plumber, right? And then they call in the electrician to run the conduit. Then they have the shell created with gunite, right? Which is the concrete base for a pool. So they call a gunite company to come and do that. Once the gunite company is done, then they call a tile guy who's gonna come and do the tile and the coping for the pool. Once that's done, they pour the decking by hiring a decking contractor. Then they hire a plaster company to come and plaster and finish the pool. So as you can see, every step of this process, they are working with an outsourced company. They are bringing in other companies that are doing each step of the process, and as a GC, they're overseeing it. So this is what pool companies actually do, right? What I want to talk about is how you can do those things yourself very easily. Because if you realize that what pool companies simply do, let's just break it down very simply. They schedule out the subcontractors, okay? They make sure those subcontractors show up. They're calling in for inspections to have the work checked. What does that mean? It means pool companies don't babysit their subs. They're not overseeing the work personally, all right? Most pool builders are never on site. They are simply scheduling the subs and then calling inspectors to check the work. Those inspectors are part of what you pay for when you get a permit at the building department, okay? So these are people from the building department who are coming to check the work. And the crazy thing is they charge you an arm and a leg to do this, right? So they're having huge healthy profit margins as a pool company to simply manage your project for you and schedule these subs for you. Why do we really need the pool builder, right? Well, the reason is that you don't have access to designers. You don't have access to plan architects, right? You don't have accounts with engineers. You don't know the pool codes. And you definitely have probably never ran a permit yourself, right? But you can run a permit as an owner builder. You can obtain engineering as a homeowner. You can also have somebody design and plan for your pool. All right. So then the only things remaining that are missing are the subcontractors and the framework of construction in which you schedule them. Right. And so these are all things that you can obtain yourself as an owner builder. Now, to be completely honest with you, if you tried to do this on your own entirely, it would be extremely overwhelming and difficult. I can't imagine trying to find subcontractors to build my pool as a homeowner having no experience, because they're going to come in with a bid and you're not going to have a single clue if what they're charging you for is accurate, right? Or if their pricing is justifiable, because you don't have experience working with these subs. So there's no way for you to understand what they're quoting you. And so it is important to work with experts if you are going to do this as an owner builder. Obviously, that's what our company does, is we help you guys through this process by providing you consulting so that we make sure you're hiring the right people. But we also provide you with all those resources that you need through the process. So we provide design services for our clients. We help take care of the plans to make sure they're permit ready. We connect you guys with engineers. We actually have accounts with engineers all over the country. So you utilize our accounts, which means you get contractor pricing on your engineering. Then we also connect you with all the subs. So if you need subs for your project, we actually just give them to you. We have the largest nationwide list of pool subcontractors that you get access to when you work with us. And then obviously you don't just need the resources, you need the guidance and support through the process, because we understand this is a big project. You've never done anything like this before. So we consult with you step by step through the entire thing, making sure you get what you need. So there's one last aspect of this I really want to chat about, and that is your pool equipment and materials. Most people don't realize this, but pool companies make a killing selling pool equipment. All right. When you buy your pool equipment, either retail through a pool supply store, online, or through a pool company, you are paying full retail price for that pool equipment. Okay. This is how pool contractors make a lot of their money. Every additional light you put on, every additional fountain, pump, heater, automation, salt system, all the different kinds of equipment you can put on your pool, the pool company is making a profit on each of those items. And so one of the really cool things about what we can do for our clients is we allow them to order all of their pool equipment through our contractor accounts. True wholesale pricing on pool equipment, you have to have a contractor's account with an equipment supplier. So we've partnered with Heritage. They're the largest nationwide pool equipment manufacturer and provider. And so they provide all the top of the line equipment like Pentair, Hayward, Jandy, and we give you access to all of that at a wholesale price. So this is really, really helpful for you guys, because you're gonna save minimum $3,000 alone just purchasing your pool equipment wholesale through our program. So this is one of the big reasons that people decide to work with us. But the other is time, right? Because when you consider the time it takes to build a pool, most pool companies are telling you that it's gonna take about 6 months. That's what the average completion time from the moment you sign the contract to the moment you actually are swimming in your pool is 6 months. Now, this might sound crazy, but our clients are building in an average of 8 weeks, but oftentimes we even see people complete it in 6 weeks. So 6 weeks of construction rather than 6 months. Wait, that is absolutely crazy. This is one of the huge benefits of doing a pool as an owner builder, is you can do it a lot faster. If you think about it logically, this just makes sense, all right? Because a pool company is doing multiple projects at once. And so your project is waiting in line behind every other project they have and going through the conveyor belt and the system of building that pool, right? So it takes a while for every little step to get done, which is why people who have pools built with pool companies, they're often sitting there for weeks wondering, when is this pool contractor going to come back on site? When is the next thing going to happen, right? Your backyard just sits halfway done for weeks, and you don't have those kind of headaches when you do this as an owner builder. And that's because you're simply in charge of your own schedule. And when you're in charge of your own schedule, you have the freedom to schedule your subs back to back. And that's how our clients are doing this so quickly and efficiently. Now, what about the savings? I did mention that minimum profit margin of a pool company is $20,000, right? But that's the minimum, right? That's for places like Arizona, for instance. Pools are a little cheaper to build in Arizona, right? So saving 20K is pretty normal in Arizona. But if you live in places like Southern California or Texas, right? Dallas-Fort Worth area of Texas is crazy pricing right now. Any of the hot spots in Florida, right? These are pool saturated areas where lots of pools are being built. And because of that, the cost to build is significantly higher. Now, the actual true cost to build is actually the same. What's higher is the profit margins of the pool companies. So what we see in pool saturated areas like Florida, Texas, and California is savings closer to 40 or 50 grand. We even have clients save 100 grand or more on their pools in Southern California, especially if they're elaborate projects. The savings are absolutely ridiculous going this direction and being a homeowner builder. And so that's one of the big reasons why a lot of people choose to go this route. Now, if this is something you're looking at or considering, I'll have links below the video where you can get more information on how we help. We do, weekly live webinars if you want to join one and learn more, or you can jump on a call with my team. But really and truly, I just want to give people the options. I want people to know there's another option, another way to build your pool, and that it's not actually that difficult to be an owner builder when you have the right team in place to help you do it. And so that's what we're here for. And I hope this was valuable information for you as you are researching a pool. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. We are here for you guys, and I'll see you later.